Hello, everybody, and welcome to the viral hit podcast by name Corn Corner Podcast. I'm one of them, one of the two hosts, Wicked Wren, and the little quib for today that I have is, what is the baker's favorite TV show?
What?
Game of Scones.
Really good one. Really hit it. We're going good. Very cold.
I got bad fingers on
Yeah.
me.
I'm Cam Damage, and I went to the backrooms, and all I got was this stupid t-shirt and also a crippling headache and possibly mental illness. Who knows?
Who knows? But today we're talking about something that is known.
Yeah.
By many people. We're talking about two things that have been brought together. People love when there is a flour in a dough situation to make a pasta.
Yeah.
And people love it when they're a little bit scared. There are a lot of movies coming out these days that sole goal is to cause a little bit of fear.
Yeah.
And those two things have come together to make a creepy pasta. It's grown over the past, I would say, 6 or 7 years.
The pasta is grown?
Yes,
Yeah.
into a creepy style of pasta. And we're going to be chatting about it today on the viral podcast.
Once again, the viral podcast.
Count it down for us.
5, 6, 7, 8.
You were discussing a little bit of a frightening linguine.
Yeah.
And we wanted to get into that today.
Yeah, I found it in your fridge, and I said, hey, that's a creepy pasta. And
did.
you were like, what a great portmanteau. And I was like, I didn't come up with it, actually. It originated in early 2000s on 4chan.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. I'll take credit.
Were you on 4chan in that time?
Unfortunately.
I think
Actually,
that,
I wasn't on it I was on it in like 2009. But yeah.
I think it might have goofed some people up.
Yeah. Understatement of the century.
I was not on it. Bad place.
Bad place. You know? Not great. But creepypasta did come from there, and it is a fun time. Now, have you ever read any creepypastas?
No.
No? Do you know any creepypasta in the written form, in the video form, in the photo form?
It's like Bigfoot,
That's a cryptid. That's not.
the Mothman.
The only one that crossed over like cryptid wise, or one of the main ones that people know, because there are like several of them, like Siren Head and stuff. But Slender Man is like the big.
Is Salad
creepypasta.
Fingers one?
No, Salad Fingers is just a Flash cartoon that is famous on like E-Bombs World Newground days,
Gotcha.
stuff like that.
Um,
He's quite creepy though.
very scary man.
Yeah.
Talking about a rusty spoon.
Yeah.
I.
Marjorie Stewart Baxter. God, I remember like it was yesterday.
It is funny because it didn't hit me that hard, but for you, I think it was a big deal.
Oh, I was major Salad Fingers pilled. I was all over the Flash animation stuff.
Didn't they have a Salad Finger in like Hot Topic and stuff like that?
Oh, I'm sure there were ones like that and Jermaine and Foamy and things like that were all over it.
So you were into this sort of thing growing up.
Yes, very much.
And what would happen? You would copy this and paste it to the next person in a chat room or something?
No, so like, I mean, creepypasta comes from the term copypasta, which is like a thing like that. I don't know if it's copying and pasting someone in a chat room, but like copying stories and pasting things, or
Got
like
it.
applying a little change to a story, and like this is just copypasta, like whatever. But creepypasta is like original stories that are presented in a way like they're like factual,
Yeah.
like lore or whatever. And I think the first one I saw was it was like a cave one. I forget the guy's name. Ted maybe or something, but it was from the early 2000s when websites were like GeoCities and Angel Fire and stuff, but it was presented as a blog of this guy and his friends exploring a cave together, like a abandoned mine or some whatever thing like that. And like, you know, this happened today. We saw these creepy sigils on the walls. There were weird winds blowing through where it's impossible for there to be wind in the cave, things like that. And it ramps up till the final one of like, we're taking guns in today. And then there's no other blog post after that. So like, what happened?
That's
like,
cool.
But then people add to the lore by adding like I know when I read it, there was a video along with it of a demonstration of the wind in the cave, and there were chains hanging in like the mine shaft area, whatever, and the chains would like
Wow.
randomly sway. And when you're like,
I love it.
yeah, when you're a kid on the internet, you're like, oh my God.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's still like fun to read those and get creeped out, even if you know that someone just like wrote them and you're like, this you know it's not real in your head.
Yeah, but
you know.
There was. Do you know about the Doom video game thing?
I know of the game, but I don't know the creepypasta.
I think this
behind
might
it.
be going really off track because I don't think it's a creepypasta. So I don't think it's appropriate for this episode.
I mean, Doom is like a horror video game, technically.
It is.
Yeah.
It will cause a little bit of a scare.
Yeah.
But this guy like built this whole thing inside of Doom, like his house, and
You can't do that in Doom.
Well, it was a mod.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. I'll have
Yeah.
to look at it and we'll talk about it. But it was awesome. It was this YouTube video.
Yeah. Are
It was awesome. It was really good.
you sure it was Doom?
I'm pretty sure it was
Okay.
I think it was a mod for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like
We're-
Counter-Strike, maybe? Anyway,
no,
whatever.
it was Doom. So the backrooms are a copy pasta.
Yeah, you're like, never mind about that thing I just
Yeah,
bought. That was wrong.
We're gonna speak about it, but not on this episode. We're gonna have a special Doom
Yeah.
um
Episode.
version of the Corn Corner.
What's tickling your face is there's little pieces of hair that you just need to put
Just get it out of my face.
just right there. I got you.
Audio only listeners, I had hair all in my face.
Yeah. Yeah, Backrooms is one of them. That was what my little intro is about. And I think you're familiar with Backrooms would be the show Severance, which was based a little bit on the appearance of the Backrooms as like this office liminal space of endless hallways of monotone colors that weird stuff is occurring in.
You like Severance?
I love that show. It was so good.
It was so good.
Highly suggest to anyone who hasn't watched it. Incredible show.
Would you rate it a 10 out of 10?
Yeah, truly. It was the not to go off point. I'm so sorry. I love binge watching shows.
Yeah.
And that's one that you try to binge watch, but you have to put it down.
Oh, I was like, I would have stayed up 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I needed to know what was gonna happen.
But also it was so intense that I had to be like, I gotta take a break after I watched like 2 at a time because I was like, I cannot be this anxious.
Corey and I were on the couch jumping and
Yeah.
like running around the living room.
Yeah.
It was so intense.
Yeah. It's such a good show.
I cannot wait for season 2.
Yeah. Was that even happening? Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't fucking wait.
Well, anyway, back to creepypasta.
Back to it.
I'm trying to think of other there were several that affected me deeply or that I was like most into because it's not just the written ones, but there's like the cave one. There was the Russian sleep experiment was one that I read. There's one called like the Tulpa that I was horrified by.
Oh my God.
But then there's also like the real life urbex ones. Like there's the abandoned Disney place. There's a place called like, I forget, it was Discovery Island or something that was supposed to be like Tom Sawyer Island or something that Disney had, but then it didn't actually go anywhere. So they just abandoned the facility and the island itself. And then people would like sneak onto it to explore. And there were creepypastas. And then there's like video game ones like the Lavender Town Syndrome from Pokemon. Do you know about that one?
Tell me about that.
I was like, it's not a good one. It's actually kind of really sad because some of it, it's hard to say if it's real life or if people extrapolate things that happen in real life to write a creepypasta about it. But the original Pokemon Red and Green release in Japan or something, the Lavender Town music, which, you know, is like that, bing, 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 like it's really creepy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know which one. Yeah. It had like tones in it that were really high. And you know how there's that thing where certain ages,
Yes.
under a certain age, only these people can hear those tones, whatever. So it was apparently something that only kids could hear. And then there was a slew of unalivings in kids after the release of that game. And they like called it the Lavender Town Syndrome because they blamed it on the tones in Lavender Town. So they like changed the music and the like American release didn't have the same stuff or something like that. But it's like a huge lore thing around
Weird.
Pokemon. Yeah. But that's like, is it true or is it a correlation doesn't equal causation thing? Who knows?
Weird.
But the creepypasta lore around it made it be like, yeah, like that's believable. you know?
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's hard to say. I think
allowed to say
like
it here.
I feel like it's possible.
Yeah.
Because those kind of things can have subconscious psychological effects, and if it was enough to make them change the thing,
Yeah.
like
Back in the day when you watched Paranormal Activity,
yeah,
did you think that it was, how did you feel? Were you like, this is all fake?
the movie Paranormal Activity,
Yeah.
it's all fake because it's a movie.
Okay.
It's a fake found footage movie.
Okay. It's really good.
But if we're gonna go down that track, because we're not just talking about creepypasta today, we're gonna talk about creepy stuff in general. Let's be honest. But the found footage movie thing, after Blair Witch Project, it could never happen again, truly. Because Blair Witch Project was like the first major found footage thing that came out with viral marketing attached to it, that people were like,
Yeah.
this really happened. Like these
Yes.
people were really going to like explore this legend in the woods of Virginia.
Yeah.
And to the point where with the viral marketing associated with it, people thought they were missing,
Yeah.
like for real. Like, and the actors had to be like, no, actually, like, meh. But that could never be like replicated, because then it was, we realized that it was just actors and stuff, although they were put through hell
Yeah.
to make it like more realistic. But that's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that Paranormal Activity was the second one to do it well, and like the second kind of bump of them.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was like Blair Witch will never be done again.
Yeah.
But I do think Paranormal Activity was like,
Yeah, I think that there was people who watched that
Yeah, they're
hadn't seen
juggernaut.
like Blair Witch also, so it was like a new.
because it also like the thing that really hit me about that one was there were no credits.
Oh, I
At
don't
the end
remember
of
that.
it.
I only watched it once because I was like, meh, like
Yeah.
whatever.
I was like, damn, that's cool. No
Yeah.
credits. I was like, oh, that's,
that does hit hard, because it's like
yeah.
this is just documentary footage from these people's
Yeah, I was
home
like, damn, that's
cameras
really
and
cool.
camcorders and shit like that.
Do you like the found footage format?
Oh, there's also Rec, and I forget the American version of it. I think if it's done well, I do.
Okay.
Like if it's in a way that is submersive and makes you feel as though you are truly experiencing this thing that like people are recording whatever and stuff. But I think it's also easy to mess up
I would agree.
in general. You haven't seen Rec, but I don't think it won on our movie bracket thing that I'm doing.
Tell us about the movie bracket.
Well, I don't even know. I don't know when this episode's coming out, but on Instagram right now. So for October, we're doing a thing called 13 Movies of Renaween. And that's because historically you don't watch a lot of movies, and you certainly don't watch scary movies.
There's no reason.
Well, yeah. Well, and we'll get into that after I intro this whole thing.
What's the point?
We're gonna talk about it. So I made extensive brackets. So there's 6 brackets,
It's incredible.
like bracket battle things, and there's different genres of each. And I couldn't do every subgenre of horror because there's too much, and I didn't want to just assault you with like splatter and like body horror things necessarily.
I don't need it.
Yeah. So it's just like psychological horror, beasties and creatures, whatever, things like that. Now a silly one, which is like comedy horror kind of, or like goofy horror movies. So each bracket had 24 to start with, and then I'm doing voting on Instagram. That gets it down to 3 winners of each bracket, and then we're going to pick 2 of those 3, and then there'll be a wild card movie. So there's 13 movies total. And then in this month, we're going to make you watch a bunch of scary movies.
I'm a bad month.
Yeah, well then we're probably gonna have a sleepover because you're not gonna be able to sleep.
I'm not.
Definitely not gonna be home alone for those.
No.
Or your boyfriend will be with you, so it'll be fine.
That'll be good.
Which actually, I'm glad to know that
Keep
you're
a
hanging out
monster
this month.
away.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that's a fun thing, and then we're gonna do a little recap afterwards, where I ask you some questions about the movies,
Okay. I love it.
and it's fun exposure therapy for you. But to go to your question, what's the point? Like, why would you watch the things?
Yeah.
That goes back to creepypasta to me, because, like, creepypasta in general. I guess I ask you a question. Why not? Like, why do you not like watching scary movies?
It's a little bit too scary.
Because you just don't like being scared
Yeah, there's enough going on. That's already scary.
in life.
Just turn the lights out, you know?
Well-
Sit there a little bit. Some, you know?
Sure.
There's just too many scary things happening.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch a movie about it.
But isn't it better to have the scary thing be something that's not in your own life?
I don't know. I don't need a clown in a drain.
In a drain,
You know?
Yeah.
I don't need those kinds of things.
Yeah.
What's the point?
That's fair.
What's that going to do
I guess.
for us?
Yeah.
We could watch a movie about something happy. They make movies about pirates.
You don't watch any movies though.
Well,
Yeah.
no. But it's because a lot of times you just don't need to.
Do you feel like you miss out on? So like the other day, you showed me a meme about taking Benadryl to see The Shadow Man. Do you even know?
No idea. I just thought it was funny.
But it's not, I don't know how you think it's funny when you don't know who the Shadow Man is.
I can,
the Hat Man. Do you know what that means? If I said the Hat Man, you're like,
no idea.
That's so funny to me. It's because that's a creepy pasta thing. It's like the Shadow Man in your room, and he's usually wearing a hat that like people see when they're in a state of sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I don't need that. That's terrifying.
Well, now he's gonna visit you. So
No, he's not. He's not welcome.
don't worry.
He doesn't have a key.
He's nice. I promise.
Have you met him?
Yes.
What kind of hats does he wear?
It's just that like a Stetson, maybe is that what it's called?
I don't know.
It could be different for each person, but when I've seen the Hat Man, it's that.
Not in real life.
I mean, it depends on what you believe. I've encountered him in my sleep,
Jesus
non-twilight state sleep, whatever.
I don't like it.
Well, it happens sometimes, you know?
He's a good man.
I actually think he's friendly. I think he's just saying hello when he comes in. He's not doing anything nefarious. He's just coming to check on you, you know? That's how I feel about it.
He's just trying to get his ducks in a row.
Yeah.
You're one of them.
I'm one of the ducks. Yeah. Quack, quack. Anyway, back to the creepypasta. So when you, in your early internet days, which I guess you didn't have, we had totally disparate internet experiences.
Yeah.
Because like I would seek it out.
I wouldn't even know where to look for it.
Creepypasta, you just Google it. Ask Jeeves.
I didn't even have known what a creepypasta was.
It didn't exist until like 2000, the early 2000s.
There's no way I would have even have known what it was.
But what if like a friend sent it to you? Would you then like?
How would they send it to me? How?
What do you mean? Like on the internet? Like send you a link?
What, like an email?
Yeah, sure. Or tell you write the website down on a piece of paper and you go type it into your URL browser.
There was no website for us to go to.
What do you mean? Yeah, there were.
I didn't do that.
There literally were.
I didn't just scroll the internet.
Well, I'm saying literally that like a friend would tell you to go to like this 4chan fucking board or this Angel Fire site and you just go.
See, that's the thing. Is like I would never just go to a 4chan. Like I didn't understand what message boards and 4chan was.
But you never had like the curiosity that would take you.
I couldn't have the curiosity because I didn't know what it was.
God, it's so funny.
I didn't know.
That's where the curiosity comes from because you don't know what it is, so you gotta discover it.
But I didn't even understand what to be curious about.
Well,
I didn't know it existed.
You know, I, as a child of the internet, different than you are, I would explore and find these things on my own or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think I like recalling it and thinking about how I'd read these creepypastas and be absolutely horrified and wouldn't be able to sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I would go look for more. Like
Yeah.
I would just go like seek out more. Why? Like what is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, that's my thing. I don't need to read it and be up at night. It's too scary.
It's fun to be scared though.
No, it's scary. I don't like it. I don't need to be scared. But I didn't have anyone model how to use the internet for me. I didn't have older siblings. I didn't have older friends.
I didn't either though. You just went there.
It's
like
so
you didn't hear
strange.
kids at school talking about rotten.com.
Yes,
Yeah.
but not. But then I didn't think I was going to go to it.
That's insane that you didn't have like the curiosity that would take you to go like
We
type
had
it
one
in.
computer though.
Yeah, well,
So
Mom, check it out. Faces of Death. That's what I'm doing.
no, see, I wasn't in any of that.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. Have there been movies about copypastas?
I mean, there's like Slender Man movie stuff and things like that. There's it associates with like TV episodes.
Okay.
Like there's a Squidward one. Squidward slower side. I can't say the thing. There's like an episode of, or like lore about an episode of The Simpsons where Bart dies. Like lost episodes of like lost episodes, that's also the whole thing behind it. Cause it's like, is it really, did they actually make it? And then they didn't release it?
I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because that absolutely happens.
Yeah. Like they make it and don't release it.
Yeah, because we have Corn Corner episodes we've made
That's
we'll
true.
never release. Like we have lost Corn Corner episodes.
Yeah.
Like,
but they don't have traumatic events in them usually, besides our embarrassment.
besides our embarrassment, they have to be really bad for us not to release them. I mean, we put out some pretty low bar stuff.
So you can imagine
What
goes on there.
But I love those. Those are really fun to me.
You should read up on those ones because there's like several of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The one Bart dies is kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think I just don't know if it's true or not because I never actually watched The Simpsons. We weren't a Simpsons household growing up, but there is like, I don't know if someone went to the lengths to draw it, like, but there are like screenshots and stuff from that episode.
Wow.
So like maybe they did make it and then they didn't release it, or maybe someone just wrote a story and then other
cool.
internet users take the lore and build on it and stuff.
Wow.
I don't know. So you were just saying that there was no way for you to like explore these things because no one was sending you the things, or you wouldn't. If someone did that, you wouldn't follow it.
I wouldn't care.
But that's the whole way that creepypasta was perpetuated, because it'd be like someone shares a thing with you, and then it becomes viral, and that's how it all like whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've probably seen some stuff that you didn't know was creepypasta.
I think so.
Like sometimes it was just based off a picture. Like there's the smile dog picture, which is just a husky that's like really like scary. Or like that Momo thing that you remember Randy Havens? We love
trust me.
Posting the Momo stuff all the time. Like that's a thing.
He loves Momo.
Yeah. So it's people sending those things to their friends as like a goof or to freak them out and tricking them into opening the picture. And then like you get the lore behind it, stuff like that.
Who's the Momo?
I don't know. It's just a fucking weird mask that people were like, and wrote whole stories on.
It's a little bit scary.
That's very alarming.
Do you think about a Momo?
I don't.
At night?
I don't think it's like the ones that came after our adolescence. I'm not like affected by. Is the Momo in the room with us right now? But like I can think back to the smile dog picture and being like, like whatever about it.
I was really afraid as a kid, so I didn't ever search things out to make me more afraid.
You're just afraid of everything.
Yeah, I was actually afraid of the dark for a long time.
I still kind of am, but you know.
Yeah, well, it's scary in there.
Do you ever read the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
No, I'm not going to tell a story in the dark to make it scarier.
No, but you know what I'm talking about.
No.
The Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books?
No.
That's what it's called.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, I know about the dark.
Well, I would hope.
Yeah.
One would hope. They're like books when we were kids and teens that just had a collection of scary stories in them.
There was a man that said something about being born in the dark.
Do
you know what I'm talking
How many
about?
times do you bring up Batman on this?
Do I bring that up a lot?
The Bane thing comes up often.
It's
Maybe it's in our personal lives, but either way, it's too much. I'll tell you that right now.
He did say a quote about the dark.
Yeah.
Born into it kind of thing.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at those books.
I don't know what you certainly know some scary stories, maybe not from that book, but like the Green Ribbon, the girl that has the green ribbon around her neck.
idea.
And God, Jesus, it's like talking to like a Martian. Like I don't know what I'm like.
Literally no idea what the green ribbon is.
The girl that has a green ribbon around her neck always, and she can't take it off. And then one time her little boyfriend takes it off and her head falls off.
Literally,
Like, it's like-
I've never heard that in my life.
God. Well, there's
What about Bloody Mary or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's like a form of creepypasta before we had a term for it. Because it's like a thing that you'd like dare your friends to do.
Yeah.
Did you ever do it?
No. Why would I do it?
But you know about it.
I know about it.
How do you know about it?
Movies, maybe?
I guess. I don't know. I did it and it is scary.
Yeah.
But it's scary because of the lore around it.
And the community.
Yeah, the community has made it as such. Like, did you I think The Ring is a good example
God.
of taking like creepypasta into real life, whatever. Did you see The Ring?
It was, I hated it. It's
Yeah.
so scary.
Did you feel like after you saw the movie that you had 7 days? You know what I mean? Were you wary of VHS tapes?
I don't think I internalized the plot that much. I think I was just too like kind of generally afraid. Like
Yeah.
I understood that was all a movie.
Yeah.
But it just kind of freaked me out in general because the imagery, like seeing her move, come
Yeah.
out, it was all scary.
Have you ever watched a scary movie or seen just something scary on the internet, whatever, that did like haunt you?
Yeah, Paranormal Activity fucked me up. But also Saw movies fucked me up bad.
Yeah, you've talked about that.
Saw 3 I saw in college fucked me up for a month. Literally a month.
Why did what in your life would happen after you watched Paranormal Activity that would like make you be
I
like,
felt just uneasy. I felt like I couldn't sleep well. I felt just uneasy.
because you thought it was gonna happen?
No, I am like, I know it's not real, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just don't look at them. Stop it. Don't look away. I know that's not real and it's not gonna happen, but I'm just like, it's just kind of scary. It freaks me out. Oh, also, what's that one where they break into the house, but they don't know they're in the house? Strangers or something?
Oh, The Strangers.
That thing fucked me up too. Bad.
Is
Bad
it?
news.
Do you find that you're more scared of stuff that could conceivably happen in
Yeah.
a world in your life?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like a monster, way easier.
Yeah.
To watch because it's like there's no such thing as a pumpkin man. But
What do you think? Pumpkinhead. By the way. Anyway,
not real.
yeah.
But something like Stranger or whatever,
The Strangers. Yeah.
that's kind of scary.
Yeah, because that could happen.
Get Out, also scary.
Yeah, because it's just people are the villain.
Yeah, I think of that as more scary to me.
If there's supernatural implications, that's less scary.
Yeah.
Other than like Paranormal Activity, whatever.
Yeah, but still, even with Paranormal Activity, you never see a monster.
Yeah.
It's people.
So taking
Which
this
is-
a step further, do you believe? End of statement.
In
In the paranormal?
No,
You don't
not at
believe
all.
in ghosties.
0%.
So why did Paranormal Activity scare you then?
It just made me feel uneasy. I know it's not going to happen, but it just made me feel generally uneasy.
Have you ever watched that Fact or Fiction show where the dude from Star Trek?
Yeah. Jonathan
Do you
Frakes.
believe in the power of a curse?
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Dreamt up by Hollywood writers. Yeah.
When's the last time you went to the Chinatown in your local? Like, he like does these insane things. Anyway,
It's weird. I know it's not gonna happen, but it just makes me uneasy. It
Yeah.
makes me feel uneasy.
I
think I saw Hereditary. I think that fucked me up.
Yeah.
And I had to keep reminding myself.
Paimon isn't real.
I don't know what that is. Is that the bad
Did you see
thing?
Hereditary? Yeah.
But I keep reminding myself. There's a boom operator right outside the screen.
Yeah.
This is all fake.
Yeah. Is that why like you wouldn't want to go to a Halloween Horror Nights?
I don't like walking around and having jump scares.
Yeah.
Not fun to me.
Even though you know it's a person in a costume.
Yeah, not fun to me.
Okay.
Also, I don't know how to interact with them.
You just
So that's not fun. I know. But I'm not a good sport.
okay.
Like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So that's not fun
Did
to
you
me.
go to those things growing up?
When I was a kid one time, I went to Chinchuba Haunted House in New Orleans. It's very, very scary.
Is it like a voodoo themed?
No.
Okay.
But there's voodoo rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
But you walk through it. Anyway, I remember my mom being like, this is going to be very scary.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do it. We went. And there was this room that you had to walk through. And it was all stripes. And there was a lady against the wall hiding. And she
Yeah.
jumped out. And I screamed so loud, she ushered me out to an emergency exit. So scary.
Because you were so horrified.
Yeah, I was terrified.
She was like, I went too hard on this one.
Yeah, I hated it.
God.
But then from there, I never went to another haunted house.
Because that one goofed you up so bad?
Yeah, I hate haunted houses.
That's-
Fuck that.
That's funny to me.
Absolutely never. Absolutely not.
It's like I associate it with the same like thrill of riding a roller coaster or something.
Not me.
Do you ride roller coaster?
Yeah.
And so you get like that scary
I don't get it. I hate it. I hate it. It's so scary to me. The anxiety of walking through, hate it.
I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. It's like a good time.
Have you ever done a haunted hayride?
Yeah.
In which the hay is a little bit.
I don't know if you know this, but I grew up in Central Pennsylvania.
No, I know.
Yeah. Were you gonna make a joke about the hay itself being haunted?
No.
Okay.
Listen. Sometimes you got to try things. But I do hear that each individual stock is
Haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what?
Did you saw Scarecrow
Have I seen a scarecrow?
at one of those things?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrifying stuff. Yeah.
They can be a little bit scary sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I remember one time my mom saying, "Do you want to go to this haunted house at the fire station?"
Yeah.
And we went, and I got through the whole thing, and I was actually proud of myself.
How old were you? Little kid?
No, it's probably in high school.
Okay. God, lame ass.
I know.
I always wanted to work at one.
You would be great in one.
Yeah. I thought maybe I still could. Who fucking knows? But it seems like really fun and like pretty harmless overall.
Yeah.
Because I like to think that most people can wrap their minds around enough to be like, you're just a person. Like, you're an actor or whatever.
I think if you go to them, you're...
Yeah, like you're in for the, whatever of it all. And then it's on you to do a good job.
There's a lot of really cool ones that are pretty incredible.
Yeah.
The House of Shock in New Orleans is like...
I would love to go to one in New Orleans. It'd probably be so cool.
My aunt works at the house shop where she used to, and it was like a whole theatrical thing.
Yeah.
They like prep forever. It was really cool.
I went to Halloween Horror Nights with Michael Panic
I know.
recently, and I will say the only part that I would not redo was the haunted house walkthrough things, because it was so like the fun of going to the ones that are whatever, House of Shock, like those kind of things. We had Field of Screams in PA and stuff. It wasn't a cornfield. You get it. Is that
I get it.
yeah, that you don't see what's coming, and they pace it well enough that like you walk into a room and you don't know what's happening, and it's just you and your friends. But at Halloween Horror Nights, because of the capacity and how many people they have to like get through, it's like a constant stream, like a line of people moving.
Yeah, so
So like you'll walk into a room and see the scare actor go hide behind a door, and then you're like, well, I guess I missed that one.
Yeah.
Like
I recently watched a movie we've talked about on this podcast before. It's a found footage movie about they buy a haunted house. We've talked about this on the podcast, and you didn't know what it was. Somebody in the comments said what it was. Shout out to the comment section.
Yeah.
But anyway, they buy a haunted house.
Yeah.
And then things go awry.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was pretty scary and good, but there were pieces of it that I thought could just been done a little different, but it was really good.
I don't know. I wish I knew what we were talking about now.
Yeah.
But you will engage with some scary stuff.
Yeah, like what's the cabin one? Cabin in the Woods?
I don't know if that counts as a scary movie.
I don't think scary movie either. But there's some scary stuff I guess I'll engage with. I'm trying to think of what.
Did you watch like the Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix show?
So good.
Yeah. Like that, and it was scary.
Oh, that fucked me up for a period.
Yeah.
A couple days fucked me up bad.
There's a hat man in that.
I remember.
Guy in the bowler hat.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But the Hill House and then the second one,
Bly Manor.
yeah, both
Was Bly
or
Manor?
the first one or whatever.
Yeah.
The two of them, they're both extremely good.
Yeah.
I loved them both.
Did you watch Midnight Mass? Probably not, but
Yeah, that was the one.
the third one. There was a vampire one.
Yes, I
Yeah.
watched all those.
That one's so good.
Yeah, all three of those are great. I really liked them.
There's a fourth one too, but yeah.
Did you watch a movie called? I think it was called Dead Silence. Puppet movie. You know what I'm
I
talking
did
about?
not watch it, but I know what you're talking about.
That movie. I remember watching that movie and really liking it.
I thought that looked silly. I'm gonna be honest, but we have different like.
I
like,
remember I really liked it.
you're watching a Conjuring. You're watching, I've seen them, but like
Things like The Conjuring, though, for me, I didn't. It was because we were all going to a movie,
Yeah.
and I was forced to.
yeah,
But things I liked, like I'm kind of embarrassed to say I like Dead Silence,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something about it, like one of the reveals in it. I love a reveal. I was like, damn, that's awesome. I didn't think about that.
was it like the doll turning his head or
It
something.
had to do with the doll,
Yeah,
but
of course.
it's not that big of a deal.
Wow.
You'll have to just see it. I thought the way they did the reveal, the pieces in my head that I'm remembering were incredible. Like, I don't want to spoil it for you.
I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna watch it.
There
to
was
be
a
honest.
man that we didn't know was a doll. That was a doll.
Oh, it's like a Westworld reveal.
Westworld was so good too.
Yeah, also.
But and I was like, damn, that was awesome. But the way they shot it was like they showed like how they fed him food and where the food went in his little doll body
Yeah.
into like a little canister, and like it was really cool. And also I love how they replayed parts of the movie where you didn't even realize little things were happening.
To show you like the reveal of it. Yeah.
And then you just feel like they're like, gotcha. I love that was what I liked about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not so much the scary parts.
Well,
I got one more movie that I really liked that I'm embarrassed about that I think was kind of bad. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a video game movie and it was scary. And I think the concept was like, if you die in the game, you die real life or something, maybe.
I'm like Jumanji.
No. There were spiders. There was like a tabletop thing. They had to roll and they said Jumanji.
Yeah.
Um,
Alan Parrish was
Yeah. It was like there's a stampede.
yeah.
No, but for real, I can't fucking remember the name of the goddamn movie. I want to get my phone.
But it is a horror movie, actually.
Yeah, it was like kind of scary.
Here, you can use mine and look it up. Hold on.
All right. Are you going to entertain them while I look at this?
Yeah. So, well, I was going to ask you questions while you're looking at it. So now it doesn't actually work that way, frankly. But I'm trying to think of the last movie that scared me where like I couldn't sleep, and it's hard because that doesn't work that way with me very well anymore. But I will say Hereditary did mess me up also, which is kind of surprising, but only because of the hiding in dark corners aspect of it. Because I am kind of scared of the dark a bit, but it's more so scared of the unknown. What was it called?
Stay Alive.
Oh, I never watched that.
And actually, like this.
Is that McPoyle?
That,
McPoyle.
yeah.
Yeah.
That specific scene in it is the one I remember.
Yeah.
I hate to say this. I mean, it's a 10% Rotten Tomatoes. People fucking hated it.
Yeah.
5 out of 10 on IMDb. People didn't like it.
Pretty bad.
But there was something about it that I liked. And I can't remember what it was that I liked about it. But there was something about it that I liked.
Really backing it up with that. Like,
All these movies that I'm saying right now are not good
no,
movies.
they're bad. Yeah.
I can tell you another movie
Do it.
that I liked. The Cube.
Like Cube and Cube 2, Hypercube. Like you've seen Cube?
Cube, yeah.
That's obscene. I'm shocked that you've seen that.
That movie is, I watched it healing from a surgery.
That's awful.
And-
An awful time.
Yes. Not appropriate.
No.
Fuck me up.
Yeah.
But-
Those movies are messed up.
Yes. But I loved it, and I went through a huge Cube lore thing the past month where I like kind of watched some YouTube video essays about what it represents and stuff, like a deeper level of it. I was like, damn, it was good. But when I watched it the first time, I was like, oh god.
Well, regale us. Give us a byline of.
Essentially talked about how the cast, the people that are in the cube trying to get out, represent like a power structure of real life.
Yeah.
And how they're
Different socioeconomic scales.
Yeah, and how there are people like the cube represents corporations.
Yeah.
And how you're never going to climb a ladder and get real independence out of the cube. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they pulled out all these little pieces that were cool. And then a lot of the tropes that the characters had are really offensive now and stuff like that. But the people they didn't listen to are the people that they should have listened to, and they didn't listen to them because they didn't have all these different things that we associate power and integrity with, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie is messed
They
up.
want to keep people in the dark. The more you're in the dark, the better you are, stuff like that. There's a bunch of really cool stuff like that.
I think that a lot of horror movies are like that kind of, I don't know, the playing on tropes and suggesting a bigger theme.
One of
kinda
my
stuff,
favorite
like-
things to do is look up movie tropes online.
Oh, really? Like I do trivia and you do tropes?
Yeah. I think there's all these tropes. You can look up.
What's your favorite movie trope?
I don't know.
Weird question.
I don't know if I have a favorite movie trope, but you'll just find these little things and it'll tell you all the movies that it's in. It'll tell you all the little subversions of it. It'll tell you a bunch of stuff. It's pretty interesting.
I think in not in summation, but kind of in summation, talking about why we watch, why do I watch horror movies? Because that's all I can think about when talking about scary stuff with you is you being like, what's the point? Whatever. Besides the I like to be scared and stuff, it's like an aspect of people love watching love stories and romance stories and things like that, and seeing what other humans' creativity can make you feel and stuff. And I'd say, why not do that with being afraid?
Well, I guess if we really dive into it here,
Yep.
we'll call him back.
Yeah, it's a spam risk.
If you really look at the movies I like interpersonal movies.
Yeah.
And if you even look at I like Cube, that's an interpersonal movie.
Yeah.
And there are horror elements in it.
Yeah.
But it's interpersonal. And I hate the Saw movies.
Yeah.
They fuck me up bad. But I think 1, 2, and 3 are some of the best movies ever made. I really do. Those movies are fucking great.
I guess.
You fucking kidding me right now?
I don't know.
They're so good. 3, very good.
I don't. So
But they're interpersonal movies.
Are they?
I think so.
Showing what Jigsaw's relationship with people, or
No. Well, 3 was about one person having to go through a bunch of things that had people that were related to them that person had to forgive, essentially.
Okay.
It's all interpersonal.
Yeah.
The traps are, I don't care about that really.
Yeah.
That's all gross to me. I hate those parts. But the way they strung together interpersonal stuff is really cool.
So if I made a list of movies that were horror movies, but they had a good interpersonal narrative, you'd be interested in.
Yeah, I think that's why that's why I like Cube. I think that's a good example.
Well, you could argue that for anything, because Hellraiser won one of the things, which is, I think, a great old horror movie because it has practical effects and it's based off a good story by Clive Barker, and not based off, it is exactly.
Is that the one that Guillermo directed?
No.
Okay.
I don't know which one you're thinking of there. But Hellraiser is with...
I'm thinking Hellboy.
Yes. God, I love Hellboy. Hellboy 1 and 2. Whew. Really good movies.
Yeah, I'm sure I might like it.
I don't think you will. But there's there's interpersonal stories with it because of, the guy that gets taken by the Cenobites and his interaction with a bunch of shit. And then Halloween is an interpersonal story because Michael Myers is the brother, and
it doesn't hit the same way for me.
But you haven't watched it yet, so you don't know.
I know, but I don't feel as if it's going to hit the same way.
Also, do you ever watch these? I like watching old horror movies because it's cool to see what people did with practical effects and what they went through to make these things, and to think of when people watched these back in the day, Texas Chainsaw in the 70s was holy shit, this is fucking horrifying.
Yeah, my grandma told me after she saw The Exorcist in theaters, she had to sleep with the lights on.
Yeah, The Exorcist I'm glad that it won one of our bracket things, and I'm excited to watch it again because it's genuinely holy crap, and the effects in it are really good.
I guess I was about to say this, but your preface is not a joke. As an appreciator of cinema.
Yeah. Not a joke.
Not a joke. Yeah. I really do appreciate it and love it. I don't really care about the practical effects and this and that of the old horror movies. That's not going to make me watch a movie.
That's wild to me too.
But I've been watching a lot of film noirs, and I just like how they're telling story in those.
So
which is really cool to me.
So you appreciate suspense?
I like suspense. Yeah.
Which is what a lot of horror hinges on suspense. That's what makes horror good.
Yeah.
Because if you don't build the suspense.
I don't need suspense though.
In a movie, you mean you don't need suspense?
Yeah, I don't really need it.
Well, you're dead wrong because there's suspense in every movie, whether it's a love story or not.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I don't need to be sitting there having a panic attack while the movie's going on. Like Severance, all suspense.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, amazing. But like you said, I was literally running around. I was so amped up.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to watch The Thing.
Yeah, that might do it for me.
It's good. It's good. It's good stuff.
It is hard to think though because I don't think I'm gonna love The Exorcist.
No, I mean it's not gonna be one of your favorite movies. Although you should watch Jaws. because it is genuinely like
I've seen it, I think.
that's not that means you have not seen it. If you're like I've seen it, I think
With the shark.
yeah, yes.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I don't
Oh,
know.
you've seen Jaws? Name your top 3 sharks
What's that one's name?
in Jaws.
Yeah, the shark's name.
They named the
whatever.
animatronic Bruce.
That's right. I'm just trying to think of the through line in the movies that I like. Yeah. I don't know.
Scarlett Johansson. I don't know.
As a third,
I'm just
I'm a fan.
I'm just lost in translation because that's like your favorite movie, so I can't help but go with that.
It's a good one.
Anyway, I can't wait to make you watch a bunch of scary movies through October and do a little recap videos and have you suffer from insomnia in the same way I do for different reasons.
Can't wait. Well, thanks for having me on, and catch you on the next episode. It's a weekly thing, right?
Yeah, apparently. Sweet. Yeah. I don't know if you're coming back next week. I'll talk to the agent.
Thanks.
It's so good to meet you, though.
Good to meet you.
Yeah. Patreon.com/.
And don't matter if you're shuck.
Or your cream. Become convinced.